Hello, and welcome to the Chevalier Sisters.
Today we are having the lovely
Spoilers included, which is kind of one aspect of our book tea conversations.
Yeah, particularly what we do is we take apart and look at through a writer's lens
a certain book or book series.
A certain book or book series.
And
This
month,
we are doing Caraval, which is one of my favorite book series.
Which includes Caraval, Legendary, and Finale.
And if you couldn't guess from the name of this series, it is spoilers included. So if you do not want spoilers,
the entire video will be covered with spoilers. There's no point of this video you can watch except for what you just did.
Yeah, so be warned.
Now, let's begin.
Yeah.
Let's pour the tea.
First, we need to introduce who we are. Why are you listening
Ella,
to us?
who are you?
I am Mariella May. My pen name is Wonderland. I am currently in the editing stages of writing a fantasy duology. Well, I'm the first book of it. So who are you, Aubin?
Who am I? I'm Aubin Elise. I am the author of The Second Nature of Indigo and soon to be another book that right now we're calling Gabriel because we haven't released title. So let's get into it.
So first of all, I'm going to say this. Stephanie Garber is one of my favorite authors.
Oh
my gosh. And it's so interesting. So I'm going to first tell you how I read all of them. So Aubin came back from au pairing in Paris for 3 months. And she was like, you have to read Caraval. Like, Aubin had just bought it. She'd read it. You read it twice by then.
I read it
3 times because you just read it.
I just read it a third time.
Yeah, so, Aubin was like, oh my gosh, I read this when I was 12 for the first time, So Aubin had the physical books, and I don't particularly like the reader for the audiobook, these particular books. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll read it physically, which I'd only done once. I've only read one full-length physical novel at that point. But I read all of Caraval within 2 months. And then I read all of Legendary, and then I paused for a long period of time, and then recently just read Finale.
I gave her spoilers for Finale because she was taking so long.
You also gave me spoilers for Legendary.
I gave her spoilers for everything. Ella kind of read it with spoilers included, which is kind of sad. I'm very sorry.
But it wasn't bad. And actually, the funny thing is, before I read Finale, I read all of Once Upon a Broken Heart series audiobook.
Yes. Yes. I forgot.
So, yeah, I knew how it ended. But something I do love about Stephanie Garber, how she writes, is there are 2 series that take place in the same world with similar, a lot of the same characters. But somehow it doesn't spoil the story.
It doesn't.
I read Finale and I was constantly surprised. I was like, oh my gosh.
I read Finale twice before I read it a third time and I was still surprised. I just keep forgetting the plot, which is great. Yeah. Usually I don't forget. Okay, it's funny. But anyway, I just kept forgetting a lot of... Yeah. For me, reading the third time, I remembered most of Caraval. I solidly remembered pretty much all of Caraval. And then Legendary, I forgot tons of Legendary.
But the fun thing about all of them...
I remembered... Okay. I remembered a lot of Caraval, and then second most I remembered Legendary, and then Finale, I was
going in blind.
I wasn't going in blind. I remembered the fates were a big deal.
I would guess...
I remembered the fallen star. I remembered all of that stuff. I remembered... There were a few key moments I remembered...
You remember the mural scene?
The mural scene. I remember the mural scene really, really well. And then I also remembered the fallen star, them going back in time. I remembered that super well.
Okay,
the dreams! I remembered the dreams!
Yeah.
So, yes.
Another thing that I love about Stephanie Garber is how she writes moms. I know that both... Donatella and Scarlett's mom and Evangeline's mom aren't characters in the story.
But they kind of are.
But they are.
They really, really are.
And they're so beautiful and, well crafted and very different, but also very
they would have gotten along.
Yeah. They're both really interesting in their ways of raising their kids and how that shows through in their character.
What I really love about Stephanie's characters is that they have all these sensitive parts about them, all of them. Tella, Scarlett, the moms. Yeah. The moms have a really good sense of
reality.
Reality, but like specifically they have a very sensitive side, and then they're also very strong. Like each of the characters
They're very
are strong,
strongly maternal.
They're very strongly maternal, especially like Scarlet, even though she's not technically a mom.
Yeah.
Is very maternal.
I mean, yeah, she had to take care
sister.
of, yeah.
And that was something I really related to. So
yeah, it's really interesting because I am more similar to Tella in a lot of ways. I'm the younger, I'm the more wild one in general. I'm more mood swingy. I'm more
in general
cautious. More technical. I don't know.
I usually try and make good decisions. Like whatever, if a decision is good, then I just make that one, and I don't really like question. In occasion, like usually I don't really think about how it makes me feel. I just do it because I think it's the right decision, which is much more Scarlet rather than Tella. And
but what's really funny is that I prefer Julian,
and I prefer Dante.
Yeah.
So obviously you shouldn't be watching this video if you haven't had spoilers. Obviously Dante ends up with Tella and Julian ends up with Scarlet. Thankfully everyone's alive at the end, which
I know. I mean, they died several times to get there, but we got here, guys. Everyone died, okay? Reading through, I realized that every single one of the main
Scarlet.
Yeah, she died for 2 days or like a day.
Okay, that's not the same.
It's technically she died.
So
this is the fun thing.
So next week, guys, we are so excited. We're going to debate Julian versus Dante, and we are
These are the tabs.
We are gathering tabs for, our favorite male character, and these are all our reference points for the debate we're gonna have next week. So we are super excited about that. Anyway, we're gonna do a debate, and I have
something that I am really fascinated by with Caraval and Once Upon a Broken Heart is how Stephanie Garber's writing style has improved.
Ooh, yes.
Reading through Caraval again after just finishing all of Once Upon a Broken Heart and reading Finale, I was like, man, I want to go back and read Caraval. And I was like, man, it's good. It's fun. It's adventurous. But we don't need Scarlet telling us the plot. And we don't need, these very specific things. Like,
she is really good.
She's super good. Like, oh my gosh, there's so many lines that I
was looking back. Okay, so we recently just got our copy back that we annotated of Caraval, which is a separate copy. The one that I bought in England, because these are all American copies.
I mean, we did annotate in these two.
We did, yes.
But not in this.
I was so harsh on Caraval with my notes.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I was enjoying it, but I was, like, tearing the writing apart. I was like, this sentence is written poorly. This doesn't belong here. This paragraph doesn't need to be here. And I love these books. Wow.
It was just, strong.
It was
I mean, that's kind of how you always annotate. I feel like you're always
not as much in Legendary.
That's because Legendary is your favorite group. My problem with Tella is that...
Yeah, I knew we were going to get to this eventually.
I love Tella.
I love Tella, too.
I love Tella more in the third book. I do not love her as much in the second book. Because why does everything just perfectly line up for her? I mean...
I wouldn't say everything perfectly lines up for her. Getting the clues from
she just happens
Nigel
to run
the boat
into this store, and it just happens to be the perfect store, and then she just happens, like, there's just a lot of happens
there are,
and I'm just like, okay, I mean, sure, there are a lot of happenstances in Caraval, but it feels more like planned. And I know that it's like, oh, well, Dante knows that she needs to get all of this stuff, and like she's the only one who can do it. But also, like, I feel like he could have just told her at that point, been like, hey,
but Dante also didn't want her to know that he was Legend. I wonder if Dante wasn't planning on telling Tella that he was Legend, and I wonder at what point he changed his mind, because obviously he knew he had to have known that at the end of the game
she was gonna know
time was up, but he also kind of had to know that going in,
because he promised that
whoever wins would get to meet Legend face to face, which is a great motivator.
It is.
And okay,
okay,
thing
something that I also didn't love, I mean, I did love it in a way, the like whole like, oh, who's Legend, but I mean, Aubin had already told me that Dante was Legend. It was an accidental
spoiler. I had just finished Finale, and I was so excited, and I was like, Legend and Tella. And Tella was like, but you said Tella ends up with Dante, and I was like...
Yeah.
But the funny thing is everyone dies, including Legend. Legend dies.
He dies first. Oh my gosh.
Legend dies a lot,
Dante,
which I just love.
Dante
okay, also,
dies
this is one of the best book series for rereading. Like,
yeah,
the dad,
so
dad finding out, he was like, I killed Dante because I thought he was Legend. And everyone's like, that's so dumb. And then you're just like, oh my gosh, the dad was right. How was the dad right? And then also, what I just found in Legendary, I bookmarked it for you because I was like, oh my gosh, I was going to want this. Tella's going to the castle because, you know, she wants a room.
Mm-hmm. Shocking.
You know, somewhere to sleep. And then they turn her away. And then they're like, wait, are you Scarlet? And she's like, no, that's my sister. She's staying here. I can share her room. That would be unacceptable, the matron answered. Blah-di-da-di-da. And Tella's like arguing. And then the lady is like, and who is your sister? Is she a royal monarch with the fifth of the world at her fingertips? And I was just like, oh, I didn't even notice that.
Very
I read this book series 3 times.
Yeah, no, that's very fun.
I also kind of forgot that Scarlet became the queen at the end, which is really hilarious because that's like a major plot point.
Okay, Stephanie Garber, first of all, not a quick fan. So fun at like hiding things, which is my favorite thing in books.
Hiding so many things.
I love writing little things that are hidden. I like reading little things that are hidden. I like going, I didn't just glaze over that last time, did I? Oh, how could I? And it's just so fun.
I would say that Stephanie Garber is super good at like major stuff. Like, she's super good at stakes. She's super good at world building. She's super good at characters.
Yeah.
And then it's like sometimes in the smaller stuff, like the line work at the beginning.
At the beginning, but like later, she just has a lot of super cool imagery that I
absolutely
do love. I mean, imagery again, one of my favorite things. Like, again, just so fun, and it makes her read so fantastical. Like, I'm really interested to read her new one because it's not a fantasy. But I feel like it will have that fantastical element, which I love in anything.
Okay, so one thing I remember having a problem with going back through Caraval, you know, when I was, like, grouchy. Okay, so let me set the scene for you. I was so tired in England. Just absolutely zonked. I was also on my period and, like, traveling alone, so I had to do everything, you know? It's like, always carry your bags with you. You have to, like, always lock stuff or whatever, you have to like blah-da-da-da. So going through Caraval, I was like comforted because it was like this old world that like I loved so much, and it was like enveloping me again. And then at the same time, I was like, why is Julian's arc so like not what I remembered?
Yeah.
I think I maybe the book felt much longer to me in my brain. But it's a week long. I was being just a tiny bit hypercritical of the book.
Something that I find fascinating, I've been watching a lot of cinema therapy recently. So I've been, as I'm rereading Caraval and like, you know, thinking about finale, I've been thinking about the relationships and like, you know, the healthiness of them. And I find it really fascinating how both of them are not healthy exactly, but they're on their like way to becoming.
See, and that's a beautiful thing that I feel like we miss in a lot of romances, especially YA stuff. It's like not healthy. I don't know that you can have a 100% healthy relationship. No,
but it's like not even nearing healthy. I'm looking at you, Carden and Jude.
Oh, yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of books just don't
absolutely,
even like.
Totally agree.
But particularly what I was thinking about is like both couples are both really trying to improve for each other.
They are.
And just, like, I mean, Julian doesn't like lying. It's his job. Like, he literally, in all of Caraval, he cannot stop lying. There's no way for him to do that. And something that I did bookmark was, Julian answered cautiously, "I'm not sorry for doing what your sister wanted. I believe that people should have the freedom to make their own decisions. But I am sorry every time I lied to you. I know I don't deserve a second chance. But earlier you said you think I'm good. I'm not, Crimson. At least, I haven't been. I'm a liar, and I'm bitter, and sometimes I make terrible choices. I come from a prideful family that had always plays game with one another, and after Rosa," he hesitated, his voice taking on a rough, strangled, hard-to-speak edge that came whenever he mentioned his sister. "After she died, I lost faith in everything. Not that that's an excuse, but if you give me another chance, I swear I'll make it up to you." And everything he said in that statement was true. Rosa's obviously not his sister, but he never states that. And it is true that she did die, and he did lose, like, I love how he's truthful even when he has to lie.
Yeah.
And I think that Legend is loving even when he can't love, you know? Like, he tries really hard to love Tella even when he knows that that's, like, the most dangerous thing for him.
Yeah.
And I
think... Go ahead. Again,
classic, the mural scene, and then him being like, no, wait, you deserve... Like, the way that you looked at me shows me that you, like... I want someone to look at you like that. And now that is a beautiful thing. Like, as the cinema therapy points out, one of the greatest aspects of love is wanting someone to be truly happy and truly joyful, even if that's not with you. So you can love someone at the expense of yourself. Like, you love them being like, wow, I want you to find the perfect person. Exactly. And I would love that to be me. But if it's not.
And I think that both Dante and Julian got to that
point.
Yeah. They're both like,
I love you so much.
I love you so
that you
much.
Can be
like Julian allowing Scarlett to like entertain the idea of the Count again. Yeah. He's like, you have to do this and I understand and I'm gonna let you do that. Yeah. And I love that he's not like, okay, it's totally cool. Like, it still emotionally affects him. Like, he leaves and it's a big deal to him.
And he gets really mad. I mean,
he gets upset.
Upset is better because it's not mad. He's never...
It's like sad, but it's
hurt.
It's hurt is a good word.
Because he knows how much he's done for Scarlett and like how much he's improved and changed. Yeah. But he also realizes that he would like, that's just a good thing for him. Yeah, and like I love the thing here. You can talk.
Oh, and I think that Dante does the same thing, kind of. Like he's never like, "Oh, Tala, you owe me."
Mhm. Yeah. I think when
like you owe me your love because like I changed for you.
I love at the part where he's talking to Tella and he's like, "I want to make you immortal," and she's just like, "No," and he's like, but why? Like, he just like, salesman it. And he's like, it's honestly just, he thinks that it's the best option for her.
He truly does.
He truly does. And he truly is trying to do it in the most caring way he can. And he's also trying to protect himself, which is a reasonable thing. Yeah. And, like, he's lived like that for, like, 80 years.
Which, again, is another problem, but we're not going to get into it.
Why is Tella 15?
Tella should not have been 15, but...
I am 15. I enjoy reading it. Don't think I would want to...
I think I would be I would be worried if there was an 80-year-old guy who really liked you. Even if it was Dante, I think I would be like, upset.
Wait a minute. The thing I was going to say about Julian is how he... he truly accepts that he did fall in love with Scarlett, and even if she loves someone else, like, the part where he gets the tattoo. I didn't want to wait. I knew that if I came back and things didn't work out, I would regret losing you, but I would never regret having a reminder of you, which is such a beautiful thing.
It is.
Because, like, Scarlett, it will always be a part of his life. And I used to, when I was younger, didn't think about love as much. Like, I've always thought, that's why reading Once Upon a Broken Heart, I'm not going to get into spoilers, but reading Once Upon a Broken Heart is so great for me, because I'm, like, reaching the point where I'm like, oh, yeah, your first love isn't, like, your greatest love or whatever. It, like, doesn't have to be your, like, forever. That person will always impact you. Like, you'll always have a part of you that remembers them and a part of you that feels for them. And another, like, my favorite quote in all of these books is, like, maybe love is never earned. It's always a gift. Like, a person can't be close enough or present enough or constant enough for you to love them. I mean, those things make it easier to love, but you just love them whether they're there or not. Or, I mean, you can... I don't think that the term is, like, falling out of love. It's more like changing into a different love. So, yeah, I really love all of that.
One thing I think is interesting is that she always layers her romantic arcs a lot. Like, there's a lot going on. And so, like, when... one of my favorite moments in Legendary... I think it's in Legendary. I'm, like... 99% sure it's Legendary. When he comes back to the market after he's been dead for like a long time. That's in finale. That's in finale? Is it?
Yeah, that's in finale.
Darn. Yeah, you're right. It is totally in finale. It is not in Legendary at all. It's when they're fighting the Fates, which is finale. Anyway, she comes back,
and
when Legend dies and he's not coming back, Tella is terrified that he actually fell in love with her.
Yeah.
And that he's not coming
and
back
that's a
because
beautiful
he
thing.
died when he felt human. And, like, that was just crazy because I was like, oh my gosh, this is what she totally wants. She wants him to love her.
But she doesn't want that to cost him his life.
Yeah, and that was just a crazy moment for me because it was like, oh my gosh, what if that was true? And then it's like, but then the what makes it even better is that when he comes back, she feels a little bit sad.
Mm-hmm. She is, like, kind of hurt.
Yeah, and that's such a great scene because then she's sad. It's like she's so happy to see him back, and then it's sad because he didn't love her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so good.
Layers.
She's like always playing with the idea of like you're happy, but you're also sad. Like,
yes, yeah.
You're satisfied, but you're also super unsatisfied.
I feel like that also was played with when Julian came back at the end.
Yes, it was because you're like, oh my gosh, you're here, you're alive.
But then it's
that's
like
amazing.
you were
but
a liar,
like, but you lied
all the time.
All the time. Like, what do I do with you? I don't know. And the depth of that emotion is
I feel
like
as if I don't know you at all. Ouch! You wound me, Scarlet.
Yeah.
You're wounding me, Scarlet. Ah, Scarlet, isn't that your name?
Yeah.
This scene. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't love the Caraval climax part. Like,
I do.
I like it. I just
it's
really
a
like
journey.
the rest of Caraval even more.
Yeah. The climax of Legendary. Oh yes.
The
temple.
Okay. I'm gonna say that one also annoyed me because, like, we couldn't have gotten anyone else to get into the cards. Okay, this is what I would have done.
Okay, right. I forgot. That was slightly underplayed. That was drama that could have been drawn out more.
Could have been or avoided. I feel like if I was Legend in that scenario, I would be like, wait, can't we just, like, go to my temple? I'm sure that someone there would be like, oh, would I sacrifice myself for you, Lord Legend? Absolutely. And then stick him in the cards. I'm sorry, that's cruel. But, like, did we have to free all the fates and then, like, maybe possibly cause, like, a lot of people to die?
But at the same time, then Evangeline would never have met Jax.
True.
Wait, is that true though?
No, it is true because poison. No, it's not
true. It is not true.
It's possible.
It's possible.
We don't know if Jax would have been like that if the fates hadn't been freed.
It's questionable. So good things and bad things came out of the cards being free. Yes, no, I agree. The climax of Legend was not my favorite. But you know what I did love? Him meeting her on the steps. That was a dramatic moment, and that was...
You can turn around.
You can turn around now. No! Because again, she's happy, but she's also sad.
Yeah.
Because she needs to betray Legend, but Dante is Legend, and she doesn't want to betray Dante.
And Legend also kind of set up all of this.
So she's feeling vaguely betrayed, but she's also, by now, she really loves Legend, and it's like... What do I do? What do I feel? I don't know. I want to feel everything. And I want to capture that in Gabriel. Like, that...
Yeah. The confusion.
I want to bring that... And honestly, that idea I had today, that'll bring that. And even though it'll make my job so much harder, it is worth it.
Writing good books is hard, guys.
It is.
I'm working on a 125,000 word novel.
Which is about 500 pages. Or 4...
Again, I'm going to go back to line work. She improved so vastly on, like, making things fun. And I mean, reading the first page of her new novel, again, just playing with,
I haven't read it yet.
You haven't read it yet?
No.
What?
I know.
Just reading, like, how she sees stuff and, like, it's so cool. I mean, the first book, again, I love it. But the beginning, it's not as,
not as refined. It's kind of like, it reminds me of Purple Hyacinth. Like,
yes,
when you read the beginning of Purple Hyacinth, you're like, and then you get used to it, and then it gets so much better, and then you go back to the beginning, and you're like oh, this was noticeably not as good.
Yeah. I feel like that happens with a lot of, I mean,
Space Boy.
Art style.
Wow.
He
that
improved
was
vastly.
different. I think the other thing that really, to continue about why this series is so amazing, is that a lot of the characters are really, really interesting, and it's not like every interesting character gets their full story told.
Yeah.
It's like Nigel. We don't know where Nigel came from.
Oh my gosh, I love Nigel.
We don't know what he wants. We don't know what he does outside of Caraval. But you know what? He is so interesting, and we love him a lot.
That she could just write full stories about.
Exactly.
Like, I want to hear a full story on the assassin. I want to hear
Me too.
a full story on. I mean, I would love to hear The Fallen Star and Paradise Lost story. Like, that would be really epic. I need to hear Tella's daughter's story.
I know. Oh my gosh. Okay, so sorry. I hit the table too hard. But anyway, I need a story of Legend and Donatella as a married couple with their daughter. I need it. And I need it badly. And I need it.
And Scarlett and Uncle Julian with their kid.
Oh my gosh. After, of course, I would love to get the part, where Dante kidnaps Tella, but we didn't get that either. And, anyway.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but we need a book. Okay,
you can't just a book about Legend.
Stephanie Garber, you can't
Tella.
just drop some lore like she's gonna have a kid and come back to the thing and she's gonna.
We need it.
You can't do that to us. You can't just set up an entire
She could, and it would be so epic. That would be so confident and
I want
chill, but we also would love it even more. Okay, you know what I'm also gonna say? We can't spoil stuff about Once Upon a Broken Heart, but there are details about this
that are revealed
in Once Upon a Broken Heart, and there are things that are not revealed in Once Upon a Broken Heart that are revealed in this book.
Oh my gosh, it's
to
so
get the full
fascinating.
picture, you have to read both, and you will be surprised in whichever order you read them, which is amazing.
I know, it was so fascinating to read both Caraval and Legendary, and then read all of Once Upon a Broken Heart, and then, get the end of Jax's saga in this series. Here, I'm like, whoa, Jax?
Yeah.
Who are you?
But
another thing that I love that is seen in Dante, Jax, and Julian is that they all grow so much.
They do. They do. And they keep that.
And they keep growing. They keep that, spunky.
They keep the nice things about them.
Yes.
Unlike Cardin.
We have some
thoughts about Cardin. But anyway.
I mean, Cardin. Okay. We'll get to him in another book, too.
Yeah. It's not spice per se, but, the spice level of this series is very
low.
Well, yeah. But
it's very perfect.
It's, perfect. It's,
yeah. It's
Stephanie Garber does something that
I guess it would be the romance level because it's not spice.
It's romance. Yes, the romance level. She lets scenes breathe.
Not every single romantic scene is cut off. Like in Caraval, I mean, we don't get a full detailed description of the whole scene. And I did
criticize Caraval for that. I was like, this scene needed a little bit more time. But anyway.
But I mean, the scene with when they're on the island isn't cut off. It's just not
Oh no, the scenes on the island are perfect. Perfect.
What scene gets cut off in your opinion?
The earrings one. I feel like that moment. I think it
was intentional. It was intentionally. I think it showed character in both.
I think it was that I remember feeling like it didn't go into it enough. I remember that scene so vividly.
Yeah, I think it did a really good job of showing Julian again his care. A great thing that all three of her men do is they all show care in letting themselves step away. It's I know that I'm actually a kind of really messed up person, so I should probably leave you alone because I love you really much and I think you're really great and I don't want to hurt you. I mean, Legend being I want to either make you immortal or not see you because I can't handle you at all.
And I think
and then Julian's fine, you can go marry someone else. I'll just be sad.
Okay, but you know what I also love? The main female characters also change. It's not just I'm perfect and it's him that's the problem. It's all him. It's I always find that so annoying in books. I'm not actually going to mention that series. Anyway,
I feel like you can mention several series.
I can mention several, but what was I saying? Yes, every character also changes. All the female characters also change to become better. Evangeline and Tella, I think, had a very similar moment of change where they were wait a minute.
I don't know.
Tella's is different though. Tella's is kind of unique, and I really
Tella's is really unique.
I really love Tella's. It's I don't agree with the premise, but the way she discovered that, it was wait.
I love how you're avoiding specific things, even though it's
spoilers included. I gotta just she just decides that she's expecting Legend to give up everything for her.
Yeah, which is
when she's asking kind of the same thing of him. Yeah. And she's wait a minute. And now I, of course, would rather them both be mortal, but
Yeah, I really like that she stepped back and
was like, wait a minute. I'm asking the same thing of him.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm kind of asking him to die for me a little bit.
In his mind, basically. His mind.
But also, I think, if you love someone, then you will not die for them, because that's kind of easy. But you can also live for someone. And I think that was such a beautiful... Like, I remember finding that out in life, like, living life, and I was like, it's more precious if the people I love are willing to
live
for not for me, but, you know, like, live through life with me than dying for me. Like, I would forget dying for me. I don't care.
Anyone can die for anyone, you know?
You can die for people you don't even know.
Yeah.
But
living with them is a lot harder. And
I think that Tella became so much more selfless in that moment. And then in that moment of selflessness, she went to Legend, and then Legend saw her and was like, I want to protect this, and to do that, I can't, even though you're giving me exactly what I want.
No, and their story is so great.
So I was always a Julian girl for my first read and my second read, but then, you know, Legendary, that second time through, I was like, I had to pick my jaw up off the floor, because I was like, wait a minute, I never really liked Dante and Tella as much. But then in this book, the third time through, I was like, oh my gosh, I just love them. They're, like, the arcs they both have to go on.
Oh, I mean, I didn't love them in Legendary, I'm gonna be honest.
They get even better in Finale.
But in Finale, I really loved them. Yeah. I think Finale was a perfect third book for... Yes. A lot of people are always like... I get so many memes because I'm like a Scarlet and Julian fan. That are people that are like, Scarlet becomes a side character in the third book, which, yeah, okay, for the first half. But then, you know, she's literally the daughter of the fallen star, and then has to, like, live with him. And yes, okay, we didn't get nearly enough of that. And why was that entire scene where she got the thing stuck on her head in flashback? I don't understand that. But, I mean, pacing is really hard for a novel.
It is.
So...
And I thought it was okay.
I thought it was good.
Get it. I thought it's fine.
I mean... I think a great thing is Scarlet was already established, and she already had a really massive arc in the first book.
Really, really massive.
And Tella's the one who still has to grow so much. Like, I feel like Tella is in a space where she's growing a lot more, whereas Scarlet has grown a lot more.
And it's more like she's facing the problems at hand rather than growing to face the problems that have yet to come.
Yeah, and also, the scene with Scarlet and her mom
is so amazing. I like crystal clear remember that moment.
So good.
Since I was 12. And I'm 19 now.
I love that scene so much.
It's so amazing. It's everything. You understand so much about her instantly.
It's sweet, it's beautiful, everything. It's strong,
but it's like beautiful, and then you realize the sadness of it because all of it has to end and it's been like 5 minutes. And then also things might never have been the same. Like, is she sentencing her mom to a terrible marriage?
Yeah, and also death, and eventually.
Also kind of a death. I mean, Paloma wasn't immortal.
Yeah, if Paloma never learned that the Fallen Star was the Fallen Star from Scarlet, she never would have left him, and so Scarlet would have been raised. I mean, Tella wouldn't have been born. Yeah. Which, another thing that I love, going back to everything that happens, and it causes problems and causes beautiful things.
It does,
like,
yes.
Tella never would have happened, and...
Tella's amazing.
Yeah.
We love Tella.
And just like...
And it's like, so how do you even judge what's the best decision? Because everything
hurts and is beautiful.
Yes.
So that is something that is so lovely.
You know, it's funny that, like, I kind of just forget that Dante loved...
The grandma?
The grandma first. I just honestly forget that because it's, like, not important. But it is kind of important. And honestly, I was just thinking about that. There are a few things that are just, like, important but never really talked about.
I know.
Age. The fact that Dante liked Elise first.
I know. I feel like that would
never became as much of a focal point as, like, say, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
Yeah. But, that's another awkward one.
It's not as bad age-wise, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, because they're not, like, living and, you know, running a whole circus.
So one annoying thing, I love Tella so very much, but I know we should bring this up. Tella Why? Why do you have to just cut off people trying to help you? It's the most annoying thing about Legendary perhaps ever. It's just tell us, like, you're about to tell me something really important. No, I'm gonna stop you right there and run away because I can't handle, plot-wise, this piece of information right now. And it's like, oh no, don't be dumb. But anyway, like, that is probably Tella's, in my opinion, weakest point in
It's so
Legendary.
It bothers me so much. Okay, also, you know, now that, like, with the whole Scarlet being the Fallen Star's kid, how was the Church of the Fallen Star just like, all right, we want the oldest, you know, the one that's actually the child of our patron god, and then she's like, no, I'll give you her little sister who's not related to the god at all. Okay, cool. That sounds like a very, like...
Yeah, I never thought about that, but that is interesting. That is really interesting.
Like, why are they like, yeah, close enough, you know?
Oh, and the feelings of, like, hurt that Tella felt.
Yeah.
In very palpable. Were very palpable. And I just, man, so good. Because you're like, yeah. Tella just risked everything for you. Yeah.
Okay, also, as an annotator and a writer, I freaking love having the annotated things in the back. So great. Stephanie Garber annotated.
As a little bonus extra thing for, you know, buying a book.
Also, she does the wiggly thing that I do.
I know.
She does the wiggly underline. I always do a wavy underline. Ooh, Jack's eyes flush quicksilver in the light with something a little too inhuman to be called sorrow.
Oh. Man, I had a lot of notes at the beginning of chapter 20.
Man, but does she, like, really turn 16?
Yeah, she really does. And Stephanie explained why she picked 16 in the back of the book, but still. Yeah. I wish the moments when Legend was feeling true love towards Tella, he felt more human because that's a kind of a big deal, and it would have made those moments even more magical going back through the book. We didn't really get that as much, and I was honestly, like, a little bit disappointed that we didn't get that. It would be really fascinating
if, like, you know, she became worried. She became, like, both hyped and worried. She's like, he's that more? And then, you know, he, like, goes back, and she's like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Also, just talking about fallible humans, Dante in the dream, like, creating the dream where he saved her, and, like, she's like, oh my gosh, do you, like, love me? And then it's all a dream. And she's annoyed.
Jack shows up.
Jack shows up. Oh my gosh. Snap.
That dream. So good. I mean,
also, all the dreams at the beginning of finale are so amazing. I could have...
There are only, like, two of them.
I know. I need more. And that's why I love the end, where she gives...
More.
Even more. There are 2 deleted dreams at the back, and I love the second one.
I mean, I love the second one, but I like the dream where, you know, Dante kind of saves her from the servants, and then Jack shows up.
Both are good. More. All the dreams are good, except for, like, the first one she deleted. It's meh. But anyway.
What? I liked it.
It was good.
Well, guys, we're working so much behind the scenes. Like,
yeah.
Some things are coming together, and I'm so excited about them.
Yeah.
I mean...
There's a lot of stuff we can't talk about.
Yeah, there's so much stuff that, like, has happened that I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to tell you guys. But, like, it's so far from, like, you know, being ready.
Thank you for sticking with us.
And thank you, Stephanie Garber,
and
for writing
these. And thank you so much, Stephanie Garber. We love you so much.
We love you.
So much. We admire you and, like, learn from you in all your work, and we're so excited for Stephanie's new book that's coming out later this year, right?
We'll do it.
It's coming out later this year.
Yeah, it's like November, I think.
Yeah, classic book release month.
Maybe September. It's in
fall.
Yeah,
cool.
I think so.
Amazing, and can't wait to read it.
Oh yeah.
We wish you all the best in your writing.
Absolutely.
And what video should we point them to?
Book cover.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to hear more about me and my stuff, you can watch book cover reveal.
Yep.
And I have a sneak peek into the book there.
Oh, yeah.
I have a little short. It's super short. And I think it's changed since then.
It probably has.
But anyway, we love you guys. Bye.
Bye. But we could do the intro with it.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Chevalier Sisters.
This is your last warning.
Dante is legend.
Oh my gosh! Don't do that. They might have not clicked
Okay, I'm sorry.
But I had the British one with me that I took from England. Anyway, so
You took from England. You say that like you stole it.
I stole from Waterstones. What was I just had a great note. What was it? It was like amazing. It was something about...
That bird is going crazy.
Oh, okay. It was... I do wish, as I was line editing, I was like, I wish that...
That's not any better.
Oh. I wish that there were more clear... There were more lined out... There were...
When